Hey friends, it's a brand new year, so we're going to talk about goal setting, specifically in the SMART goal format. So S is for specific. You have to be able to know exactly what it is you're trying to accomplish. M is for measurable. You have to be able to quantify what it is you're doing. A is for achievable. So is this something that's realistic for you as an individual or even just you as an individual this particular season? R is for relevant. So does it actually apply to you and your overall goals in life? And T, timed. So you have to have a hard deadline. That way you have the window to know what you have to do to accomplish it. If you have an open-ended goal, it's likely not going to get accomplished. Okay, let's look at some examples. A lot of times people in the new year especially say, I want to start running. We've all heard this one before. A lot of us have probably said this before, but this really doesn't fit all of these criteria. We have running, so that's specific, but how often do you want to run? How far do you want to run? It's really not a great goal when it's in this format. What a better goal would be to say, I want to run a sub 30-minute 5K by June 1st. Okay, so this is very specific. You want to be able to run a sub 30-minute 5K. Like, it doesn't get more specific than that. It's measurable because at the end of the race, you'll easily know whether you did it in 30 minutes or less or not. It's achievable. That depends on the individual. If you broke your leg last week, then this is probably not a very achievable goal for you. But if you've been running for a while or you're in relatively good shape, and side note, your knees, hips, and ankles are ready for the high impact of running, then this can be a very achievable goal for many people. Relevant, okay, does this actually apply to you and your overarching goals or not? Just for fun, let's pretend this is a marathon. So if you're a rock climber and you made your goal to run a marathon, but you don't like running, then it's not really relevant to you. If your overarching goal is to be better at climbing, running a marathon is not going to help you climb better. So you have to make sure it's actually relevant to what you want to do. If you hate running, but you're doing this in order to achieve cardiovascular health and fitness, well, there are other ways you can do that besides running, so you don't necessarily have to subject yourself to that. So make sure it's relevant to you as a person. Lastly, timed, you have to have a deadline because, again, if it's an open-ended deadline, it's likely never going to happen. But by knowing I need to accomplish this by June 1st, you can develop a training plan that will get you there on time. And you can also know that you have to stick to that training plan, otherwise you're going to miss the deadline. So another one I hear a lot is, I want to get stronger. That's nice and that sounds great and all, but it meets pretty much none of these criteria. If you go from, being able to do 4 push-ups to 5 push-ups, then I guess technically you achieve your goal. But you need to really dial in a bit better. Oh, let me put my check mark by there. So instead of saying get stronger, you could say, I want to 1 rep deadlift at body weight by June 1st. And again, June 1st is just kind of arbitrary. I'm not actually setting out your training plan for you. But this is very specific. You want to run 1 rep deadlift. So you're not just saying I want to overall get a little stronger. You're specifically measuring it in the deadlift. And again, that gets to measurable. You're doing body weight. So whatever you weigh, you can put that on the barbell and then see if you can lift it for 1 rep. It's achievable. That depends on you, the individual. Again, if you broke your arm yesterday, then this might not be a good goal for you because it might not be achievable in this time frame. But once you heal up, you can probably accomplish this goal. Next is relevant. Again, that depends on you and your overlying goals in life and what you're going after. So only you can decide if it's relevant to you or not. Or hire a coach or trainer who can help you dial in what sort of strength gains are relevant to your other goals in life. And lastly, timed, we do have our deadline of June 1st. So for me, it's easiest to learn by examples. I'll go ahead and give you one more. So I would love to be able to lead climb 512A by August 1st. So I just started sport climbing, which is what lead climbing is, this past season, and I'd love to do more of it. I've really been into bouldering for the past few years, so wanting to lead climb and having a lead climbing goal means I need to shift my training a little bit. I need to work more on endurance and power endurance in order to accomplish that. If I just said climb harder, which so many people say as their goal, well, that gives me no specificity, it gives me no deadline, no way to really know if I accomplished much harder than I was actually going after. So lead climbing is very specific. 512A is my measurable. Achievable for what I climb. This is achievable for me. It's relevant because I love climbing and I love getting to expand my skill set there and be able to enjoy more routes. And also, it just feels awesome to climb harder. Yeah, that was relevant. So lastly, timed, it's by August 1st, so that's my deadline. So this is another good, smart goal. Setting them up in this way sets you up for success. So I'd love to hear what your SMART goals are down in the comments. And I'd love for you to follow me, if you don't already, at Movement Training Co. on all your favorite social media. I'm most active here on Instagram, but I also do have a little bit of a presence on YouTube and Facebook, so check those out as well. Thanks so much for watching. Again, let me know your SMART goals in the comments, and I will see you in the next post.